You're watching the SCAC Swimming and Diving Media Days. Today is time to take a look at the Trinity University men's and women's swimming and diving programs. Of course, the Tigers will once again be led by head coach Trompeter, along with junior swimmer Garrett Nelson on the men's program and sophomore Mabel Fowler on the women's program. This is a program that has won 7 straight men's SCAC swimming and diving titles and 15 straight men's and women's swimming and diving titles on the women's side. Coach, Garrett, Mabel, welcome and thanks so much for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Coach, I'll start with you. Second year at the helm of the Tigers program. How much excitement is there for you heading into your second year? What's the biggest difference as far as what you learned from a season ago as your first year as the head coach going into the second full season?
Well, it's just a lot less stressful, I think, now that I've done it once. You kind of get the drill and figure out what my role is now. And I think I've had a lot of support from John Ryan, who's my assistant, was previously the head coach. But no, I think it's just a lot more laid back, and I think everybody's kind of familiar with what the direction we're taking the program. So I think it's just a lot easier and a lot smoother this year.
Garrett, for you now in your junior season there at Trinity, how have you seen your role change this year in terms of a leadership position with this team? Of course, this is a program that has tons of success on the men's side. What is kind of that message as a leader you're trying to deliver, early and sort of set a standard with the new athletes that are coming into the program this season?
I feel like we're trying to make a difference and really connect with the freshmen more and get them more involved in the team. We've had a lot of different team dynamics the past 2 years, and we're really trying to make this year the best year for everyone on the team and have a better, stronger team dynamic.
Mabel, for you, you're coming off of a tremendous freshman season, an SCAC championship season for you, winning the 200 free and the 500 free at the conference meet. How did that performance help springboard you into this season as a sophomore? Did that give you a lot of confidence and motivation to continue to grow as a swimmer heading into the offseason?
Definitely a lot of confidence, but a ton more motivation for sure. I'm extremely excited to work hard this whole season, see what I can do, see what the team can do, but it's very motivating and a confidence booster, like you said.
Garrett, for you, what kind of prep work goes into getting prepared for the swimming and diving season? It's, when you look at this year, there's a progression, different sort of, plateaus that you try and hit as you get prepared to sort of ramp up into championship season. How important is that preparation going into the season to, give yourself a steady base to continue to grow throughout the rest of the year?
I think it's super important. For all of us, our training and everything is the most important thing for us. And the people that swim more and more devoted and really giving their all in practice, they have a better base going into champs when we taper. And that's really the most important thing for us.
Mabel, for you, what has this preseason, the start of the season, been like for you now, having gone through it a year ago? You kind of understand what's expected. Has it been different now in your second year? And how much excitement is there around the program to kind of get this year finally underway?
There's tons of excitement throughout the whole team, especially now in preseason. We're all trying to motivate each other to stay motivated and keep grinding and keep working hard, because we're in the part of our season right now where the hard work needs to be put in. And that's what we're all striving for right now. So,
Coach, both Garrett and Mabel have sort of spoke about the preparation, the hard work that goes on early on in this portion of the season. For you, what have you seen early from both your men's and women's programs that creates excitement for you, that gives you confidence going into the rest of the 2018-19 year?
So there's a lot of big changes this season. Big pool renovation is a huge first step for us. So we've been kind of making the best of a bad situation earlier on in the season, just kind of with limited use of our indoor pool. But now that our indoor pool is ready to go, it's better than ever. Our diving situation is a lot better now. We've got more boards. We've got a lot more flow on the diving side. Now we can get more kids in and out of the pool, more dives in practice. Just makes it better. We also have a new training tool on the diving side as well. I think it's just that excitement of coming inside finally and getting to try out our new pool has been a huge boost on top of just a fired up freshman class. Every year, I think when you bring in a new freshman class, they're geared up for college swimming, and we got a really good incoming class, and they're definitely keeping our upperclassmen honest in the pool as far as hard work goes.
Coach, you mentioned the excitement of a big freshman class and the energy that they bring. What has kind of been your message to the new people in this program as you sort of, begin to sort of set your standard, set your expectations as you take over in that transition in your second year as a head coach? What have you seen from this freshman group that obviously motivates and excites you as well?
So far, every year I've been here, the training has been stepped up. Every year we step it up. Every year we step it up. And they know going home at the end of last year that, hey, it's going to be harder coming in. And I know our freshmen, they're new to it. They don't know any different. So every year they come in and they bring in all this energy, and it's just normal for them. And I know me asking them, we're asking a lot of them to really work hard every year and get basically more work done at the beginning of the season. But everybody just seems to jump on board with that. And again, like bringing the freshmen in and all their energy, it just helps with that transition a ton. And as our team's getting faster and we're bringing in more kids, just makes every year like exciting to start up, and just the energy every year has gotten better.
For both Garrett and Mabel, I'm interested. I have so much respect for swimmers and in the sense of the, commitment it takes to continue to get better each and every day, the amount of hours spent in the pool, the early mornings, the late nights. You have to really make a conscious effort and commitment to continue to get better, and that drive really impresses me. For both of you, what is it that drives each of you to continue to grow as a swimmer day in and day out?
I think for me personally, it's writing down my goals at the beginning of the year and posting those and looking at those every single day before I go into practice, and then having my teammates there to push me through practice is definitely the biggest part for me in helping me achieve and to stay motivated through my goals.
For me personally, there's a lot of things that I thought about this summer, because going to my junior year, I have 2 years left of college swimming, and it's kind of sad, but I really want to make the most out of it. So having a good freshman class come in to push you, and the sophomore guys that we have coming last year were really good. It's just really encouraging to have all them working super hard, and just makes you really want to step up and race everyone during practice.
Coach, for you, another great aspect of swimming is kind of blending the uniqueness of the individual swims versus the team sport aspect of it as well. How do you kind of create that team atmosphere in the midst of some individual efforts that swimming requires? What is sort of key in your mind to sort of blend the individuality of it all, but also embrace the team aspect of the sport as well?
So it's really a culture thing. So we're trying to cultivate a very team-driven culture. And that synergy is just so important, when you're getting in through these months, really, early in the fall season, when you're so far away from conference. It's hard to see the end of the road, and the practice is getting really hard and school's getting really hard. But I think it's a lot of the tone that us as the coaches take. We start off early on in the season and we meet with every swimmer individually, and we talk about individual goals, but more importantly, their role on the team. So it's important that everybody understands that they're part of something bigger, and they all have a different role to fill. And some are going to be, really trying to be motivating in practice, and just some are going to be trying to do, basically everybody understands that they have a position to fill within the team spectrum. And everybody, I think, early on understands that nobody is bigger than, no one person is more important than the greater good of the team. And that building from there, it makes, again, the practices electric. And, everybody understands that they're there not only for themselves, but really more importantly for the team. And if they, have an off day, it's important to stay in tune with practice and still work hard, because they don't want to let their team down. And just because days that their teammates are feeling bad, they're pushing them to be better too. So that, that team energy, that synergy is really important as we grow as a program, as we try to move upward on the NCAA ranks.
And finally, to wrap things up with Garrett and Mabel, I'm interested, so much success in both of your programs. As I mentioned earlier, 7 straight SCAC titles on the men's side, 15 in a row now for the women. How do you kind of constantly reevaluate your goals as programs? What are some of those things that each program has talked about for you, Garrett, on the men's side, Mabel, obviously on the women's side? What are the goals with these two teams heading into the 2018-19 season?
Our goals, I think, really this year, we're focusing more on lifting each other up. We do, on Fridays, we do a kind of lifting each other up. We go and say the highs and the lows of the week. We point out, hey, Caroline did really good on this portion of the set, or she had a really great test. We just really keep it positive, and we're always uplifting each other in practice and even in school. So,
for the men's team this year, we're really big on accountability, and that goes into like missing practice or being sick or anything like that. Like we really want everyone at practice as much as they can be there, and we really want to hold each other accountable. Like in practice, like if you're not trying, we want you to like realize that, and you're like letting everyone down, because like it really is a team effort, and like we're like a training group, and if one person's like not giving it their all, then like everyone else might decide not to give it their all, and then like it affects the team as a whole. And like we have some pretty big goals for this year. We want a lot of relays at NCAAs on the men's side, and a lot of people to qualify individually. And it's really hard to do that if people are slacking off, and it just makes it difficult.
And finally, Coach, for you, sort of piggybacking off of what Garrett and Mabel said, in your mind, the season will be, a success if kind of what unfolds for both this men's and women's program. What are you sort of hoping to see with these two groups as we, head through the 2018-19 season?
Yeah, so I think, again, like as a program, we're trying to move to a certain direction. I think that, there's no real accolades in mind. I think when we're, as a coaching staff, are thinking about the success of a season, it's more about, again, cultivating this certain culture and really pushing the team to new heights. And that's just more on the, personality side, the teamwork side and things like that. So I can't say that there's any defining thing that us as a staff are looking for out of the team. I mean, obviously we have goals for each individual swimmer and, different time goals for relays and things like that. But I think, just the personal growth and the team growth this year is really what we're striving for.
The Trinity University Tigers, of course, the men's and women's swimming and diving program, once again led by head coach Scott Trompeter, along with junior swimmer Garrett Nelson on the men's side and sophomore Mabel Fowler on the women's side. Coach, Garrett, Mabel, thanks again so much for your time, and best of luck as you head into the start of a new season.
Thanks, Russell.
Thank
you.